Here's more wrestling news for October 8th, 2025. Your headlines for this afternoon. Major update on Io Sky after brutal Alabama slam. Killer Kross reveals private talk with Triple H after WrestleMania 41 worked shoot. Killer Kross exposes WWE. They called my merch irrelevant. Scarlett and Killer Kross speak on AEW future plans. It could be home forever. Xavier Woods' WWE future secured, signs new deal at the last minute. Ex-WWE wrestler debuts in AEW to confront Mercedes Moné on Dynamite. Legal bombshell, charges revealed against Raja Jackson for Syko stew attack. AEW Dynamite turns explosive as Darby Allin goes off the rails, and more. Kross continues to be one of the most discussed names in wrestling, even after leaving WWE, largely because of how eventful and controversial the final stretch of his run turned out to be. One of his standout moments came right after WrestleMania 41 when Kross cut a fiery, semi-shoot promo on Sam Roberts' post-WrestleMania show. Reflecting on that segment during an appearance on Insight with Chris Van Vliet, Kross explained that while the promo was scripted, it drew heavily from real emotions and experiences. The promo was a hit with fans, earning widespread praise online and boosting his momentum. However, the backstage response was far less positive. So we do that, everybody loved it, we leave. The next day was weird at Raw. I get a phone call from somebody in talent relations. He says creative is not happy. There's heat. They're pissed. Still under contract and hoping to secure a renewal, Kross immediately tried to resolve the situation. He approached members of the writing team to clear things up, but they seemed confused by the entire issue. I said, dude, this is my fault. Let me take care of it. No problem. I go across the hall. I speak with some of the writers. I explain everything. They're like, man, we don't know what you're talking about. Eventually, Kross took the matter straight to Triple H, who listened and helped clear the air. I eventually did speak with Hunter and clear the air with him. It's a massive company with a lot of different departments, and not all of them are in lockstep with communication. He was super cool about it once we spoke to him. He understood where I was coming from and what I was trying to do. Despite the internal tension, the promo made a lasting impact. Fans began chanting "We want Kross" during live shows, showing overwhelming support. A friend later advised him to sign the WWE offer while the crowd's backing was still hot, but Kross wasn't convinced that fan reactions alone should dictate his decisions. When the chants eventually faded after news broke that Kross was no longer with WWE, he said he wasn't disappointed. Instead, he took it as a natural progression and was happy fans could move on and enjoy the shows. At the time, Kross was thriving outside the ring, selling strong merchandise, publishing his autobiography, and earning coverage from Forbes. He even used those achievements during contract talks to argue his value, but WWE dismissed them as irrelevant. Kross expressed frustration that WWE profited from his book while refusing to acknowledge it in negotiations. My life story is about a kid in the audience of their shows growing up, wanting to be a part of the show, getting into the show, and writing a book about how I was a part of the show. And now he's telling me that's irrelevant, dude. So like, what is the statement here? Nothing I've done over the last 3 years is relevant to the conversation? The book that they're making money off of, my life story, is irrelevant to the conversation. Like, what are we talking about here? Since his WWE exit, speculation has grown about Kross and Scarlett's next move, with AEW appearing to be the most likely destination. Scarlett confirmed that the couple received an offer from AEW back in 2022, though creative differences prevented the deal from moving forward at the time. Now that they're free agents again, both have made it clear that they're prioritizing the right creative fit over the biggest paycheck. Scarlett emphasized that if they do join AEW, it won't be as a temporary stop before another WWE run. Kross may be gone from WWE, but between his honest reflections, strong fan support, and open approach to the next chapter, his story in professional wrestling is far from over. Xavier Woods is officially staying with WWE. The longtime New Day member has re-signed with the company after what was described as a tense negotiation period that nearly went down to the wire. Woods' previous contract was scheduled to expire in September 2025, but according to Fightful Select, both sides reached a multi-year extension just in time. The deal was reportedly finalized last month, following several rounds of discussion that had been ongoing for quite some time. As of now, there's no confirmation regarding whether Kofi Kingston has also signed a new deal. Back in 2019, Woods, Kingston, and Big E all signed identical contracts to keep the New Day together under matching terms. However, with Big E's long-term injury and possible adjustments to contract timelines, it's unclear if the group's deals are still aligned. While WWE has yet to comment publicly, Woods' new agreement ensures that one of the company's most accomplished and enduring tag team stars will continue performing on its stage for years to come. There was a major debut on AEW Dynamite this week as a former WWE champion made their presence known for Tony Khan's promotion. Mercedes Moné defended her TBS championship in an open challenge on the Title Tuesday edition of the show, and it was Lacey Lane who answered it. Lane is previously known as Kaden Carter in WWE, where she enjoyed success in a tag team with Katana Chance. This isn't her first time working for Tony Khan, as she competed for Ring of Honor previously, with her most recent match being against Mina Shirakawa for the ROH Interim Women's World Television title. She was unable to take the title from AEW's resident CEO in Daly's place, but Lane did have a positive showing against Moné, proving the talent that she's got as a singles performer. Whether Lane is going to be a full-time performer will remain to be seen, but it was a positive night for her individual career. Speaking of AEW Dynamite, the episode took a shocking turn when Darby Allin showcased just how dangerous he can be as a performer, creating a wild scene that saw security intervene to break things up. Orange Cassidy defeated Pac in a singles match, and as the Englishman was retreating backstage, he ended up seeing Allin. However, the popular AEW star wasn't empty-handed. Allin brought out a bottle with a cloth inside, which was clearly a Molotov cocktail. He attempted to light it before being tackled by security, stopping him from using the weapon to cause any damage. It ensured that the show ended in dramatic fashion, with Allin giving fans a glimpse at the extreme measures he's willing to go to during his feud against the Death Riders, which is a sign of what his upcoming I Quit match against Jon Moxley will be like. We are taking a look back at the frightening Alabama slam on the ring apron that Io Sky took on WWE Raw, which had the wrestling world concerned for her health and safety. However, new analysis of the bump has shown that she took it perfectly and ensured that she didn't get hurt. A fan slowed down the bump to showcase that Sky very clearly got her arms back to take the brunt of the impact, allowing her to take the insane bump safely, all while making it look killer. Fans had compared it to when Kyle Fletcher hit a similar move on Adam Cole, but it was clear that Kairi Sane and Sky performed this move as safely as possible while ensuring it looked dangerous. Raja Jackson, the son of UFC legend Quentin Rampage Jackson, is officially facing criminal charges following his violent assault on independent wrestler Syko Stu, real name Stuart Smith. The case, which has been under investigation for weeks, has now been confirmed with full legal details. According to a report from the Los Angeles Times, Jackson has been charged with one felony count of battery causing serious bodily injury and one misdemeanor count of battery. The charges stem from a brutal incident that occurred during a KnockX Pro Wrestling event on August 23rd, where a physical altercation between Jackson and Stu escalated far beyond a wrestling spot. Prosecutors confirmed that the severity of the assault led to an additional sentencing enhancement, noting in the report that prosecutors will also seek a sentencing enhancement because Jackson allegedly caused Stuart Smith to suffer great bodily injury. The confrontation left Syko Stu hospitalized with multiple injuries. Witness statements and police reports claim that Jackson body slammed Stu before repeatedly punching him in the head and face more than 20 times. The altercation reportedly began after Stu struck Jackson with a beer can backstage, an action that was intended as part of a wrestling spot, but quickly spiraled into a genuine, violent assault. Jackson was arrested in September following an investigation by the LAPD and has since been released on bail. His arraignment is scheduled for this week, though as of now, no legal representation has been publicly confirmed on his behalf. Meanwhile, Stu has been recovering after being discharged from the hospital in late August. A GoFundMe campaign launched to support his medical expenses has raised over $220,000, with major contributions from high-profile names including Mr. Beast, Chris Jericho, Finn Balor, Nick Nemeth, Jack Perry, and Swerve Strickland, a show of solidarity from both the wrestling and entertainment communities. With the charges now officially filed, Raja Jackson's legal battle is only just beginning, and the case has already become one of the most talked about crossovers between combat sports and professional wrestling in recent memory. We're ending with AEW as Hikaru Shida has re-signed with AEW on a new multi-year deal, officially ending months of speculation about her future. According to Fightful Select, Shida was absent due to her visa issues, and Fightful clarified that she has since renewed her work visa. The three-time AEW Women's World Champion, who holds the record for the longest reign at 372 days, last wrestled in November 2024 against Chris Statlander. With her contract and visa now settled, Full Metal Shida is set to return to AEW's women's division, currently led by Statlander and TBS champion Mercedes Moné. She remains highly respected and admired within the locker room. For all of our subscribers, don't miss the 9 a.m. Eastern video we dropped earlier today.